What happened?
So I'll start over. So I was saying it was funny because Jennifer Hudson just won an NAACP award.
Yeah.
And your mom was saying how she didn't
for the show.
Yes, for a talk show. But mom was saying that she didn't really care for the talk show. I've never even seen the show, but when I watched it the other day with her, that was my first time seeing it, so that was all I had to go off of it. Mm-hmm. Go off of. So that's why I was like, I kind of get where Mom's is coming from. I kind of got where she was coming from with, some of her criticism of the show. But it was just funny that literally when I got home that night, it said that she had won the NAACP Image Award.
What did you say about
the whole reason we're watching, the Jennifer Hudson show was because the principal from Abbott Elementary, the stand-up,
was on.
She was on there that day, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, she is so funny." And I was telling her about how, like, during COVID, we were randomly watching Netflix and her stand-up came up. And then, like, a month later, it was announced that she was cast for Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's the Netflix stand-up girl. Like, that. We would call her the stand-up girl. Yeah, Janelle James.
So Janelle James, she was on a Netflix special where it was a special that they had, like, 5 or 6
a whole bunch of comics,
on one.
And we ended up liking her, so we ended up doing like a deep dive.
Into
on YouTube.
A few of her other little small stand-ups that she had. I don't know if they were Comedy Central or whatever they were, but
all of that was after we had watched the Tamron Hall show.
I like Tamron Hall too.
I mean,
and I like
her clips, but again, I don't watch
Sherry Shepherd. I like hers too.
But I don't watch daytime TV. That's the thing, and so I haven't been like immersed into daytime television. Well, I don't either, in
I like
so many years.
Well, I see the YouTube clips, and I watch their interviews.
That's what
and
I was
stuff
telling
like
your mom.
So.
I was like, I watched some of the J Hud clips of her show, but I've never fully seen her show to know. How I feel about it,
We don't have cable.
But the Tamron Hall show...
Is it on cable?
I'm sure you can stream it, but who really has cable nowadays?
Yeah, well, who would stream the whole show? To me, I don't stream like...
Yeah, but like nobody is really free during the day. Like even your mom was like, she plays in the background when she's at work. Like, that's... I don't know, but... Either way.
She's able to do that.
Yeah. That's a blessing.
Okay, well, what I have on the docket is, close your eyes, close your eyes.
Okay, my eyes are closed.
Okay, so I gotta pull the whole docket up, and I want you to see all the things that's on the thing. Babe.
Yes.
Recently, you and me played. Oh, you can open your eyes now. No, close them. Okay, now open them. Because I didn't want your eyes to scroll up. Recently, me and you played a very special game.
Okay.
It was to decide who was changing a diaper. And the very special game was this infamous game called The Rock and the Paper and the Scissors.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened in us playing this game?
Of who was changing a diaper?
Of who won rock, paper, scissors.
Most recently?
We played it to see who was changing the diaper.
Most recent. And it wasn't like the Big Bang Theory one.
It wasn't rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. No. Just rock, paper, scissors.
No, I feel like we play that all the time.
Paige, what happened was me and you matched 5 times in a row.
Oh, we did. We ended up quitting. That was funny. We did.
That was the most random.
Oh my goodness. But they say when you're together like a lot, no matter who you're with, it can end up like that.
It's weird like that. Actually, what's even weirder is that when me and my brother played, he destroys me every time.
Because he knows you so well.
That's the thing.
It's like either you know the person so well that you guess the same thing because you already know what they're about to guess.
Wait.
Or you guess like better than them. Except when? What's the exception?
This past Sunday, because I knew that he knew. because he always beats me.
Oh.
So I was thinking ahead. I'm like, I'm gonna do exactly what I normally not do.
See,
you think it's 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, that is not a game of chance.
It's not. It's really
you really have to know the person you're playing.
I mean, it's a game of chance if you don't know the person. But when you do know the person, then.
But most of the time, people are very easy when it comes to rock, paper, scissors.
It's only 3 options. So, yeah, people are easy. And you know people's tendencies. You know people's kind of, okay, what they're thinking, where they're going next. Okay, I'm going, and, he going, she might want,
Because it's like, even, I think that's how you and I were able to get so many of the same ones.
At that moment, yeah.
Because it's like,
so in sync at the moment, yeah.
No, he probably going to do this, but he already thinking that I'm thinking about him doing this.
Do rock again. Rock, scissors, rock, paper.
Like, we're like 10 steps ahead with one another.
You know what? I'll change it. Give me the wipes. Hand me the wipes. We're done here. Okay. Another thing that happened weirdly that I was going to start the episode with was, so I work in the math lab. I work at Southeastern, and I work in the math lab for some of my office hours. And there's, awkward students at times. And I'm walking past at some point, and another instructor is working with a student. And all I hear is, wow, I know a lot about sets. Now, listen.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
The word is SETS. SETS, sets. This is a huge portion of one of the classes that we teach, called sets, which is, okay, you have an empty set, you have a null set, you have elements in a set, you have things like that. And, this student was rather awkward in their exclamation.
Didn't play over too well.
Yeah. She said she talking about sets.
That's funny.
We talking about elements. Null sets, empty sets.
Goodness.
Okay. So anyway, all right. So wait. You ready?
Yes. For the topic.
What up, though?
I thought the topic had something to do with all of that.
The first one, not the second one necessarily. I just wanted to mention it.
Oh.
What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is...
Paigey, baby.
Paigey, babe. Shout out, gang. Okay. So, today's episode, babe.
Yes.
I remember, shout out, sir, Mr. Roderick Shropshire, asked us a long time ago. He said, maybe y'all should talk more about y'all's relationship on the potty.
Okay.
We've dipped in, we've delved in at times.
Yes.
But I want this one to be one of those where we delve more.
Oh, okay.
Just about our relationship.
Okay.
Just give a little more. Just give a little more to how we got to Paige. We've been together so if you don't know.
No, don't give them a chance to do the math, okay?
Stephen Adrian Andrews Jr. and Paige Andrews Paige Spur Andrews have been together for
some years, okay?
15 plus years.
Oh, goodness. No,
and,
you're supposed to have them go back to find it.
Okay, gotcha. 15 plus years. We've been together for, actually,
a long period.
Almost half my life. About half your life. Right around half your life. Okay. That's wild, by the way. Right, you close to half your life.
Almost. Yeah.
So, I have some questions about, what do people do with that information? I mean, I know we don't consider ourselves relationship gurus or how a relationship should go, or we just know what works for us, but also we know how we've seen other relationships,
right? And
people ask us questions about
often
about how it goes, how it's supposed to go, how it's not supposed to go, and I'll be honest, we winging it too.
Exactly.
We've always been winging it, but we know what sticks. We know what you throw it at the wall that many times. You know what sticks.
Right.
So I think this episode should be about just what we've seen that sticks. Okay. So
I have one question though.
I hope I got an answer for you, baby. What's the answer, Michelle?
How was your week? What's the news of the week?
Ooh, that's a good question. I got so excited about the pod, I forgot.
Yes.
Thank you, babe. What's the news?
Forgot.
I forgot. What's the news of the day? News of the week, babe? Your first phrase is, we made it.
I was. Right, we're all. Yes, we made it.
We made it.
We are here. And we are...
Okay, the reason why we're delayed and the reason why we're a little bit off right now is because we're nurse training our youngest. And I call it a fight. It's a joke in saying I had to fight him.
It's not a joke. It sounds like a fight.
It's a continual argument between me and my youngest.
Weaning that boy.
And he's way more
he knows what he wants.
Okay.
He knows what he wants.
And he knows that I will fight tooth and nail to get to what I want.
Here's that, child.
Huh?
I didn't stutter.
Anywho, so it started us off because we were supposed to do this podcast at least an hour ago. But he wanted to fight tooth and nail. Anywho, so
however, I think the news of the week would be just the excitement over getting like the garden, everything set up. We got the kids situated with starting their like seed starters and stuff, and just getting them like immersed into things that they like to do because they love this time. So
that was our goal for the past couple of weeks, right? Was that during this? Okay, so we have Mardi Gras break. We don't celebrate Mardi Gras or do anything for it, so we kind of just gone. So we went to our property and decided to set up our actual garden. Put the logs in place and kind of spread out the soil that we needed. But also before that, we decided. Well, we've been seeding for a few weeks now. Just putting the seeds in the backyard. And just kind of getting them ready for
germination or like stimulating their growth and everything. And it just felt so good to have all of the 12. Shout out to the 12. Shout out 12. Everyone just like coming together to, collectively help one another in whatever capacity we could.
Was necessary at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, literally all the 12 received something for it, right? So
it was just like
one day we had help moms with the new trailer she just got. One day help moms and pops. One day help Shane and Janae with their house, and they're trying to sell their house and just kind of cleaning up and
getting things ready.
And then one day was helping us with our garden and kind of setting it up.
And then all in between all that, we just.
It flows.
Yeah, it flows. And I said that to your mom. I was like, we didn't get on each other's nerves. Not that we always do.
Yeah, but there was no hiccups or no
Right. It was just like, okay, well, if we're doing this person is taking care of the kids. This person is gonna be washing dishes and cooking. This person is gonna be doing it was almost seamless. And I just it was just copacetic the whole time. It wasn't stressful. Because I think a lot of times people think about being around family.
Yeah.
And that the amount of family that we have, 12 people. And, sometimes it can seem intimidating. But it's not like that with us all the time.
So two things.
I like that.
So you're right. One thing I want to say is that we've actually, so people call us old people all the time, right? We're old in that sense that our family has gone through those weird, awkward stages or hard times way back when, to where we're the old version of that now, where it's like, we ain't got time for that. We just don't have time for that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that everyone is so focused on like the end goal, to where it's like, who has time for like those small like
little tats or
like
spats of things. It's not necessary.
Especially when you can see like those like pivots in the road, and then it's like, okay, it's just a little bit easier for me to just take this and like go ahead and get here.
Which is the crazy part, is because this is not but we've put ego aside like not a long time ago. We put ego aside to where it has nothing to do with me anymore. It's not about I gotta make sure I gotta stand up, or I gotta do my part.
Yeah, it's not
It's all about what do we have to do to get make sure this happens?
Yeah, it's like you're helping the next person so that they can be confident and say I.
Which is the second part I wanted to bring up, was that Scott, one of the bros, called me today, and just Scott calls me all the time and consistently. He calls me and makes sure, what's up, bro? Just checking on you, just make sure you're okay. And I thoroughly appreciate it. If anyone is a best friend, that is a best friend. And someone who calls you and just checks on you, just off GP
just
for
like
nothing.
check on your well-being.
But Scott just called me and check on me, and just told me everything good, boom, boom. And he was like, because part of the reason why he was checking on me was because I did have.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that yet.
I did have a health scare.
Yes.
My blood pressure was rather high recently, and so we've adjusted our diet and our lifestyle and just our stress level and all those things.
Sleep level.
Our sleep. Page 7. Page 7 of the document said I got to sleep more.
And no more classes.
No more classes?
Picking up classes.
I used to have a habit of just picking up a class here and there and everywhere. Whenever I can. If someone says you need a teacher, I will pick it up. I'm going to pick that class up just to get an extra 2,000 real quick. Boom. But anyway, pick up classes, all those things. And so, number one, I appreciate Scott for that. Scotty G, shout out. But also, that was a part of our conversation, was that we getting old, right? And not old as in age. It's not that. It's old as in wisdom, as in knowing better. You just gotta do better, right? We can't live like I was in my 20s. We can't do that lifestyle anymore. We can't continue to. We have to actually literally have to check up on each other. You good? You good? So no, you good? You have to do that part too. So I appreciate Scott for that, but also just that the lens to the fact that we've grown. We've grown up. Dang, you old, bro? You old as a mother.
No, I'm not.
You old, bro. I'm just saying.
Who is he talking about? Surely not I.
Anyway, anywho, back to this relationship. Gang. Shut up.
Okay.
You called me old?
No. I'm checking out your emotions, your heart, as well as your pressure.
You are my heart, babe.
Oh.
Anywho. All right, we're done.
Come on.
All right, so first question, Paige. The letters.
What? Okay.
The letters are UNMEATW. Paige, what the deuce does that mean? Okay, it's on my ring.
Let me see, because I don't think you have the right thing.
No, that's the one that's on my ring. But the other one is the one.
Oh, okay.
That's the one. The other one is the one you would text. But this is
okay, because I was like
UNMEATW.
Sound like a phone text. You text.
That's exactly what text. What does UNMEATW stand for? What does that mean?
Unity against the world.
What does that mean?
You and me against. I'm joking.
Really.
That came about because, not even early on in our relationship. It was kind of like midway through our relationship. Yeah.
Paige, that's on the ring I have right now. You got me a year into our relationship. Midway. You did.
What's the date on it?
What's the date on it? The date on it is not 2108. That's our anniversary.
I know when. Oh, sorry. When it became like a big thing for us was like
midway is a weird part because we've been together for 15 years. So midway was 7.5 years.
Way earlier.
We got married midway.
Way earlier than that. So it was like about like year 3, like 2.5 or 3 or something like that.
It might have been 2 years. Yeah, maybe 2. Yeah, that's not
that's when like things they weren't hard for us. I think that we were like closer than we had ever been like that whole time during those times. But, outside of our relationship, things were tumultuous. And so during those times, it kind of felt like we were the only two in the world almost.
Yeah, we were the only two that saw it. That kind of.
Well, no, I feel like a bunch of people saw it, but the people who we wanted to see us the most didn't. And so the fact that we were just, I don't know, I kind of felt a little like like lost and let down during those times. And it was kind of like, that's why it was like, it's you and me against the world.
What happened was, I think when we first got together, everyone thought that it was a kind of a honeymoon phase. Mm-hmm. Or this is, and 15 years later, when people see us and they
and
see
it's
that
still the same thing,
and they're like, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Or even like 6 years or 5 years down the line.
Yeah, because people always try to play it off like, oh, like young love and da-da-da.
Well, now it's old love, you hear me? Old love still be loving.
We ain't got nothing to prove to anybody.
Well, you're right. True that.
During the You and Me Against the World, that acronym came about because,
That's what it felt at times.
Yeah. At times, it felt like we were the only people we had.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think people really understand. And, it's not for other people to understand the things that we, like, subjected ourselves to just to, make things work and... how we were like,
it ain't for everybody.
Our everyday lives, like even still today is like we do things the way that we do things, and it's not.
People ain't gonna see the argument that we just had. People ain't gonna see that.
Right? Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't an argument. We just had a long conversation with each other.
A long conversation.
But that's part of the give and take of, okay, well, what you really want? Do you really want it? Mm-hmm. Do you really want this a relationship? What you really want? do you want this to actually work? Mm-hmm. Right? It is work. It's work.
Yeah, it's got to be.
They call it work for the.
It has to be against the world, like honestly, because if you let other things like come in and like infiltrate what you have solidified in that foundation that you have set, then stuff like that can grow like a weed. Yeah. And I think that you and I have always been people who nip those sort of things like ASAP. In the bud. ASAP. Like, no, we're gonna put some weed killer on it and like keep it moving.
Go through the tough times.
If it's hard, then it's hard, and that's
shit ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Better not. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
But yeah.
I mean, so that's what. So okay. So building on that, then just relationships in general. I mean, what do you think about relationships? What do you? I mean, advice that you give to relationships, or do you give advice to relationships?
No, I don't like this question.
I do. I do know you don't like this question. That's why I ask you it as often as possible. Is because I think it's an important question, right? Or it's an important topic to address. Okay, let me give my version first. Is that fine?
Okay.
Relationships are all different, just like people are all different. Mm-hmm. There is no such thing as a proper way to be in a relationship.
Right.
In saying that, we know what works for us, and we know that we're very traditional, very, churchy, very, try to dress modest.
Wait, no.
She grabbed her sweater ASAP.
That's because I have on shorts. I'm like, I hope no one can see my shorts in there. My shorts are not.
I said, try to dress modesty.
My shorts
she at
are
home.
not
She at home. She at home. She good. She at home. But we try to be, as less of ourselves to be the light that shines from the Almighty that's inside of us. So that's the relationship that we try to exude.
Yeah.
And it works sometimes, it don't work sometimes. It's fine. That's the relationship that we've worked on and tried to cultivate and build for ourselves and for others.
Uh-huh.
What's your version?
My version would be, well, starting off, I will say that, sometimes I feel like it's okay for me to do certain things. Not do certain things.
Let me tell you what she's talking about.
Wait, no. I can say it. It's okay for me to do. We talking about Volga?
Yes.
No.
I'm talking about Volga.
It's okay for me to do certain things that I deem to be okay. Okay, because even recently, I was wearing a dress and I had on a sweater, kind of like this, covering up. However, the dress that I had on, it covered everything. But on the sides, it was like cutouts and stuff. And I had on a sweater to just, cover up that and like, the back on and stuff like that. And I felt comfortable. But the entire time, like, when we was at church, I was just like sitting there like, man, like, sermon taking forever. Yo, daddy. 2 hours. And I was just like sitting on the side and you was like, Paige. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I didn't realize that, it had all of that.
Yeah.
And so it's just things like that where it's like, I don't feel bad about, like, it's not like I'm walking around like in, itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. I'm not doing that. But also, I don't feel bad about some of the things that I wear because I'm a young woman. Like,
well, and that's the thing. So me and Dayton Thomas, go by Dayton.
Shout out
Dayton. Me and Dayton talk often about faith and just how it applies, nowadays. Now, in the world that we live in now, and it does get complicated, right? Because you can do all the parts properly and still not, someone look at you and say, oh, well, that person's not doing this or not doing that. You'll always get some criticism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at a certain point, you have to be confident and faithful in your relationship with the Almighty. I remember a long time ago, you gave that part to me that, well, you have a relationship with the Almighty that, okay, well, it was about prayer. And when you pray, you talk to him like you talk to a regular person, like anybody else.
You can really...
hold on.
That's what I
raise that part, okay? But I mean, that's the point, right? Your relationship with the Almighty should be a personal thing.
Yes.
It is a personal. It has to be.
It is.
Otherwise, it's not a relationship. That's just a conversation, or it's you talking
it's
to
like,
something.
I feel like the Bible says that your faithfulness shouldn't be burdensome. Like it shouldn't be a burden for you to like go to church and pray, and like it shouldn't feel hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it talks about long suffering, but that should not be part of long suffering. I feel like the earthly side is the long suffering.
Yeah, that part should be more of a
And so that's why I don't try to like inundate myself with like every little minuscule thing that could be wrong, because I know of all of the things that I'm doing right. So if it's a small cutout on the dress, it's like, what if it's just a hole in my dress? Because I've seen holes in pants, shoes, socks, all other things in between. And the excuse is always, well, I'm not dressing for myself. I'm dressing to do this. I'm dressing to work. I'm dressing for y'all. I'm dressing da-da-da. And it's like, okay, if I'm dressing for myself, then sometimes I want a little small cutout. Like, it's not like Well, I feel like I don't have to.
You shouldn't, and you don't. And you shouldn't and don't have to, I'll be honest, have to explain yourself to men. And I'm just saying men. I'm saying men and women. To a person. In general. Man. To yes. Man. Mm-hmm. Your relationship is with the Almighty. Mm-hmm. Now, you have to figure it out for yourself and understand it properly. And in my take, you should probably be trying to follow the things that He sent His Son to do, so to help us, to guide us, to attain exactly what He intended us to be and to do. But your goal should not be about men, because all man has failed. Exactly. And falling short, as the scripture says. So it's not about that. So I think relationships in general should be more about that relationship. Yes. So going back, to the relationship. That's why I don't like that question. If we're talking about trying to give advice, faithful relationship, the relationships of the faith, or just interpersonal relationships or emotional relationships. Yeah. All those things are weighted heavily in my mind, and I don't mind having conversations with people about them. I feel like a lot of people always come to me about advice. Yeah. That's why I asked. For all those things. All relationships. Yes. And I'm never going to shy away from I guess giving my opinion. However, I do feel like I always give a disclosure. Like, I'm not someone's end all be all. Yeah. I always kind of ask, how do you feel about it? Because I think that I learn a lot from people more than they learn from me. I'm not coming out here trying to I feel like a lot of teaching is also understanding. Yeah. And so I'm not gonna be someone's savior. That's not my calling. I'm not gonna. Well, and that's the thing. What I've realized is that when people ask that question, in my mind, I'm thinking they're looking for a savior or an answer, or they're looking for a solver to the problem that they're having. Mm-hmm. I've realized that's never the case. They're not looking for that in the first place. They're looking for someone to bounce ideas off of. Right, because it's like you get that one little that helps you get to the next, and so I've had to realize that it's not even about part can help my self or my egotistical ways would have said, oh, they need me to solve this. I got it. Listen, I got you. So what you need to do, and then I'm like, oh, that's exhausting. I can't do all that. Pause. Where now I'm realizing, oh, they need that in the first place. Mm-hmm. They need me. They just need a little. Some people just need to, yeah, just a little. Okay, walk it out. Walk it out. This will help you get through this. Yeah, and then help you get through this one. Then now you can get it. So. Right. And then y'all bouncing ideas off each other. Boom, that's what it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be. Yeah. That's how you build. Okay. The next question is, how have we lasted this long, Paige? That's a good question. I came up with it myself. Prayer. Wow. Wait, you gotta say prayer. You gotta say prayer. That was not needed. Okay. Okay. I will say that prayer is the right answer. Prayer and communication. Okay. I think that those are the two strong legs upon which we stand. See? When she's referencing. My baby used to be a poet. Y'all didn't even know it. Look. I wish I could find it. I have it saved somewhere. We'll put it up. What Paige is referencing is a poem that I wrote for her. Crutches. The name of the poem is called Crutches. Mm-hmm. And the end of the poem was that you are the legs upon which I stand. Yeah, that's the end of it. I don't want to say too much, but you are my crutch. What happened was she said, I don't want to be your crutch. And so I wrote a poem referencing that. No, you're not. You're not my crutch. Because I don't lean on you. I depend on you. Mm-hmm. You're not a crutch. You're the legs on which I stand. And this was, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. I said stop giving equations out. Okay, those are not equations. That's not how the equation works. We don't need they're going to put the number. They're going to put 12 plus x equals. By definition, the equation has an equal sign. I didn't say equal. I said equal. You said equal. These people can put equal. You created an equation.
Our listeners.
That's called a word problem. That's for them to solve. You said equation.
Don't you like deduce an equation from a word problem a lot?
Okay, you're right. Deduce. Deduction is on them.
Give people the credit that they deserve, okay?
I didn't say the equation.
Give them the credit they deserve. All right, that's him saying all.
I'm saying, no, they can make the equation. I just didn't say it. That's my point. But the legs on which I stand is Paige's other nickname in this household. Not only Paigey Babe, not only Poop McScoop.
Goodness.
Have we ever told why I call you Poop McScoop? Where that derives from? That's a lot. That's a lot of levels.
Except for that date.
Today's the date. No?
No.
Do you even remember all these parts?
Let's keep going with this.
Keep going with this. Babe, how have we lasted this long? Other than prayer, we've lasted because of...
I think that we have lasted, honestly, because of true, genuine communication.
You said prayer and communication, yes.
A lot of people talk about our communication. And I don't know, every time I have to go back to, I be like, why? Don't base you off of what we're doing, because it's so different. Like the way we communicate, like you just said, like, why is the booby thing? Why is the poop thing? Like, it's like, why is it that? Like, that's
we
different.
Talk, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot to each other. Like, we talk way more than any relationship, or any relationship that I know. Not a relationship.
Like, I feel like we talk so deeply and intently. That's the thing. Intentional communication.
Oh, yeah. It's not just shooting.
That's the thing. Intentional communication. We talk so deeply and intently that it does bleed into conversations with, like, our parents.
Yeah.
Which, that's why I was kind of baffled a while ago. But also, like, how we are, like, with my mom, with your parents, with, like, Maya and One.
Well, here's the thing.
Shannon Janae, like, the kids, like, all of those tools that we use to communicate with us bleed into everyone else around us. And I think that we appreciate that fact. And I think we kind of sometimes, to our fault, we subject ourselves to feeling like we have to communicate effectively to continue everyone else's.
That's the part of that. Well,
everyone else's.
I'm not worried about everybody else. That's the part that I was about to bring up, was the fact that at times, because we talk so much, we know when the other one is just mailing it. Mm-hmm. When it's like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's easy to feel like, all right, well, I'm about to just shut down because, like, I know he's not listening.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Or it's like, I don't want to piss him off, so I'm just not even going to say it.
So, but that's the other side of it, right? That's the negative part of it, that because we talk so much all the time, every day, that it becomes, I don't want to say monotonous, but it also becomes a positive,
because it's like, I do know wholeheartedly that there are certain things. Well, I wouldn't say wholeheartedly. Well, yes, I can. I will say that there are certain things that, you know, with the level of respect that I have for you throughout our communication, that there are certain boundaries that I wouldn't cross with you, and I know that you wouldn't cross with me.
Yeah.
Even though we've crossed boundaries before.
Well, we didn't talk about old days.
But we haven't crossed, like, boundaries that much to where it was like,
it's
bruh,
uncomebackable.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a huge part of our relationship is based on, number one, you're right, our actually just adoration for each other. Mm-hmm. Number two, our communication. Three, our faith.
Respect first, yeah.
Well, adoration comes with respect. That's what I mean.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay.
Three, our faith in the Almighty, but in one another, that we will care for each other. But I think four is the fact that because of those other three, we refuse to I don't want to say disrespect is not the right word because disrespect is used loosely at times, right? But we refuse to go too far. That's the right word. Where, I've said some things or done some things that you'd be like, why am I even with this man? Why am I it's 15 years, so I've done some
stuff. You know me, I
bet
you. But it has to be that
Paige, it's a family podcast. Hold up. Hold up, Paige. Hold up. Right? But my point is, and similarly, like, it's just there's certain you've gone far enough, and you like that's okay. I went too far. Really. But both of us have and that's the thing. I mean, when you've gone this long, but that's the thing. Even everything ain't all peachy keen.
Yeah.
By the way, what the dude's peachy keen mean? I don't know. Okay.
Well, what I'm saying is, even in moments where we feel like we're going too far, we know that that's not too far because we know what that moment is. Yes, we've been to the hill and like, I don't want to go back up that hill. That's a tall hill to climb. Number one. Number two, it's not necessary. Actually, this level ground pretty good. You gave me a strong ring.
a few strong rings. Let's be honest.
A few strong rings.
Okay. All right. Next one we got.
Yes.
What makes us work? So it's different from what.
Dang!
Hold on.
I feel like I shouldn't have given you guys all of that.
So it's different from how we lasted this long.
Answer. Okay. Boom.
What makes us work is a different question. What you got, baby?
Okay. So what makes us work is what makes us work. Hold on. Please. It is. But wait, hear me out.
She was making up phrases.
No, I'm not. I'm not, because we talk about stuff like this all the time. I'm joking. So what makes us work is the fact that you and I...
I'll be burping inside my head.
That was a loud one. It's the fact that you and I have always set out to be with one another. We have always led... Because I ain't gonna hold you. I don't like using the word always, but both of those always are very true. Yes. Right. We have always worked towards being with one another. Yes. Even when
that's true. Yes.
It was hard.
As long as we've known each other, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes when you hear stuff on TV where it's like, they held me down even through the hardship and it's like, yeah. But look at what all y'all had to go through to get here. Yeah. And so a lot of times I look at stuff like that, I'm just like thankful because I'm like, but we've had to go through the hardships within our relationship. However, we have always had like this, at least like foundation, like a sturdy foundation, this base level. Sturdy is the right word. Yeah, this like sturdy like base level foundation where it's like, I'm not about to make your life any harder than it should have to be, and vice versa.
If you don't mind, I like to tell a story.
What?
It's a story we've told in this podcast, so this is a very long time ago.
Oh! Wait, not the marriage thing.
No.
Okay.
This is since Mardi Gras just passed.
You got a police on me?
We have a Mardi Gras.
Dang, story. And you just laughed at that after. So
what happened was, we were at Mardi Gras. This is before we were still celebrating Mardi Gras at the time. Mid 20s, late 20s, whatever it was. And so we both were, let's just say, intoxicated. This was after that same Mardi Gras. I carried a person, one of our friends.
Yeah, so that was like
up and down.
20s. Yeah, that was like
up and down Canal.
Yeah, after undergrad. Yeah.
Because they were intoxicated as well. But anyway,
she was. Aww.
So, but this night, mm-hmm. Both of us were rather intoxicated after just Mardi Gras, mm-hmm. and but we had. How we got to Mardi Gras was that we parked our car on the West Bank. If you know anything about,
you catch the ferry.
You park on the West Bank, catch the ferry.
But we were on Canal Street on the good side.
On the good side, and then you catch the ferry to the actual downtown. But you got to catch the ferry back, but they only got at a certain time. They cut it off. They cut the ferry off, mm-hmm. so you can't get really back. Well,
sorry, excuse me.
Some things happened. I got mad at Paige. I told the police officer that she had scratched me.
What? Why'd you got mad at me? Wait, hold up. How you gonna skip over all that?
I'm just saying the things that I recall.
You will blame me about scratching you and drawing blood and all that. What?
You did in my mind. Also, I don't know that to not be a fact. Anyway, I'm trying to summarize for the people, okay?
We do know that to not be a fact. Everybody cooperate.
All I'm saying is, things happen. But you go through the hard times. You just don't always, y'all don't see this all the time. We went through hard times. That's all I'm saying, Paige.
Okay.
That's not what happened? Did I say anything that's false?
That was your version of what happened. You missed all of the analysis matters, okay?
I messed up.
You missed a lot of the analysis.
I was intoxicated. So was she, by the way.
I was.
But I did not tell the truth at the time. I told the truth that I knew at the time. It was not the actual truth.
That's why they was like, yo, sit down.
Anyway, the point that I'm trying to bring up, the fact that people go through hardships in relationships over 15 years, over 20 years, over 30 years.
Yes. Things
happen. And, those things aren't always seen or told or necessarily even highlighted. Mm-hmm. But
we have lasted this. I mean, what makes us work is the fact that we have always made it work. Of course, nothing like that would make us end our relationship.
Yeah, then it's okay.
You wake up the next morning, all right.
The next morning, that night, we was good.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yes.
That night, my cousin came pick both of us up because neither one of us could get across the river.
To get the car.
Pick both of us up.
Went to sleep.
Now, by the way, we were silent on the way back to that car. But yeah,
I woke up that next morning like nothing happened.
So we
I was still kind of pissed.
You were. Stop saying that on the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta be good. Anyway. But yeah, so what makes us work is that you're right. What makes us work, but also it's what works for us specifically, right? It's this ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't cool with it's just gonna be us two for a long time. It's just gonna be us three, us four, for forever.
Yeah, I think that I'll take mishaps, stuff dumb stuff like that over well, I don't want to trigger anybody, so I know.
Yeah, over other stuff. Over other
situations. There are so many other things that could happen in our relationship that don't. But
okay, so this is the next part. Is Paige, are we great parents?
Are we great parents? For our children, I would say yes.
Why so? Why do you think so? I would concur, but why so?
I would say that we're great parents because we are the parents to our children who love us. We create experiences for them. I think that we work the hardest on ourselves to make sure that we are stable enough for them individually, together, and relationship-wise. We put a lot of work into just the cohesiveness that we have for our family. We always create not a safe, yes, a safe environment, but we strive to just create an environment of Staige. That's what I call it. Because I think that you
call them our Staige crew.
Yeah, they're the Staige crew. It's the environment, the vibe that we bring everywhere. It's just, even when times are hard, we just talked about this thing, it could have been difficult for anybody. We've gone through harder things.
Yeah.
We've seen other people go through harder things, and yet we still laugh off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you want things to work a certain way, they can. When you are led by something more powerful.
Yeah.
Things like that change you. And so, yes, I believe that makes us great parents. The fact that we can create environments like that for our kids.
What was crazy is that we've been mowing Papa, Stephen and Paige for, I don't know, since I can remember.
We still get calls to this day.
And so
talk. Can you help me with this? Talk me with this.
So because of that,
I'm trying to talk my stuff through.
Well, here's the thing. I think at times, so because of that, okay, we're naturally parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of that,
no. Who said that? I'm joking. Come on.
So, but because of that, at times, so with our children, at times, at least, okay, I'll speak for myself. Mm-hmm. At times, that can be okay. Am I over-parenting? Am I too-parenting? Am I being overbearing? Am I being extra? Am I doing it right? I'm overanalyzing it, that type of thing. Because I've been this way my entire life, where I can, but also it's different when it's the same person every day. Mm-hmm. It's the same, child every day. It's okay all day. That so it does become okay. You question it, you think about it, you overthink about it. And then you have to realize, okay, actually, I'm a pretty good parent. I'm pretty good at this. I'm definitely not doing bad. Also, I think I'm doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. And also it does. You can't hear other people's rhetoric about your child. And it's like, oh, okay, well.
Like sometimes a male is like, "Third, if you hit me again, I'm gonna tell mommy and daddy." I'm like, okay, that's what you're supposed to do.
Or
now sometimes she'll pop him back, and I'm like, well, sometimes you gotta get in where you fit in.
Babe, you're not supposed to condone that, babe. You're not supposed to condone that part, man. You're supposed to put out back.
But sometimes it's kind of like you see, I guess, your parenting in your children. Yeah. Like her love for numbers.
Yeah. Number blocks is her stuff, B.
Like just putting things together. Yeah. And then even third, like he's piecing sentences together.
Yeah.
He's so good at putting the blocks together. He gets so frustrated when his box don't fit. I'm like, you your mama child.
Or the other part when he hears I'm not going to hold you, a piece of, I've said this on the pod before, but a piece of music, if he hears a snippet. He look at you like, you heard it? Did you hear it?
Jigga train. He ready.
Boy. Bring it down.
Or like just like going outside, like getting their hands dirty, I don't mind.
You feel it.
Like it all seems worth it when you can see them doing things like that.
Yeah, and you see that part of you that was I see exactly that's paid. That part paid. That's me. That's me. Yeah, that should not be me.
Mel be like, "Third, you making a mess." Like Mel, he don't know how to crack eggs like a 3-year-old.
He's also one.
He only one. You're 3. Like, I'm just helping y'all cook.
So are we great parents? I mean, I'll give us credit. I think we are, and I think actually, I can't.
I mean,
legit.
The state hasn't been here, so I think we are.
Okay, well, that's not the definition.
I know, right?
But also, I'll give credit to literally every parent that we know. Well, young parent. I'm not talking about parents in general, but young parents that we know that are around our age group. Mm-hmm. All of them are great parents. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not going to name all of them. I'm just thinking the ones that's on my head right now.
Yeah, we just are in great company when it comes to parenting. I'll say that.
Can I name some?
Oh, yeah.
Just only ones that's on my mind right now. Scott and Swift.
Yes.
Koki. Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Jab.
Who else got kids?
Bree and...
You said Kiko?
I said Kiko.
Yes. Shannon Janae.
Of course, Shannon Janae. Bree and...
Travis.
T.
You just said Travis. Okay.
I said... Okay.
You said Bree. Okay.
No, okay. Bree and T. Rod.
G.
I said Rod. That's G. Those are the same people.
You said what? Yeah.
Jules.
Dang.
Brett.
I thought you meant our immediate friend groups. Okay.
Those are our immediate friend groups. Jules and T. Brett. That's my immediate friend group. I see them every week. They sharing our shows every week.
Well, yes. I thought you meant our friends group. I think Brittany is our friends group.
Yeah. I mean, if I see they churn every week, then, I mean that's not they my friend group. All of them. I mean, who have I missed?
All the kids, all in between.
I wasn't prepared. Dave and Jules, shout out, man.
Eugene, you call him baby Eugene. What was his name? Joseph.
That is his name, Joseph.
Yes.
Huge, man. Shout out Eugene. Shout out Eugene. Gang. But I mean, first of all, just like Martin, Steve loved the kids. Steve loved them.
And all the people who love the kids.
That's all my turn.
All the other people who love the kids who don't have kids are.
You're right. I mean,
I want to say we got some down.
But I mean, again, so that's the thing so full circle. That's what it means to. Okay, so great parents is a vague term, but I did that intentionally, right? Mm-hmm. Is that, are we great parents? I think we're great parents to our children, but I think we're great parents to the children that are around us. But also, before we even were parents, we were great parents.
Because our kids definitely talk about, they say Uncle Week first. I'm like, how y'all say him first? Randy been on the docket since I was like 13.
Mel can't mention Uncle League enough.
Uncle
Week. And Uncle
Sorry,
I'm like,
sorry, Diesel.
Anyway, so, but that, I mean, I think that's the point, is that parenting has nothing to do with them being coming from your wombs, or coming it's just one womb, but coming from you, it has to do with who you have always been. And I think we were great parents way long time ago, so I think we still are. Okay, what else we got? What makes us go? And I have some examples.
Family.
Is it your parents?
Like,
is it your work? Is it your church? Is it your family?
Getter?
I think what makes you, when you
get up and go?
Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, what makes me be like, yep, gotta go get it.
I will say that the first thing that makes me get up and go would be like my faith, because that's the first thing I do in the morning. Every time I take time to, I don't know why, but I feel more comfortable like meditating first and just thinking and being at peace like with myself and Father. And then I go into, hearing fell out. Then I go into my prayer. And after that, I, get up and I'm able to feel like I can be, wife, mom, and all those other things that encompasses Paige. And so the things that keep me going throughout the day are the same things. Like sometimes I take time for myself. I'll listen to like podcasts or albums that I like, when I'm in the car without you or the kids. Or sometimes I listen to gospel playlists. Sometimes I listen to Nana's gospel playlist because hers be turned. Hers is a little turn. It's about like 7 songs. But
well, what happened was the kids deleted her original one, so she's trying to remake it. She's trying to bring the songs back. Anyway,
yeah, it's not that long, but sometimes I'll listen to hers.
Yeah,
and I just go through things like that. Or when I feel a little weary throughout the day, I'll pull up photos and I'll look at you or the kids or shoot, sometimes I'll pull up BuzzFeed and play a quiz or something, like, whatever it feels like can get me through the next step. For me, I'm a huge, like, next step type of person. It's like I'm not going to, like, subject myself to feeling down. I don't want that, because I know if I feel like that, then it's going to take a lot out of me to get back up. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to at least make it to the next minute, the next hour, the next 30 minutes, whatever it is.
Yeah, I would concur. Mine is faith, but it's in a different version of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't wake up and pray specifically. Well, okay, so my version of when I wake up and pray is I'm thankful that I get to see my children and wife. I don't necessarily pray like, okay, thank the Almighty for my children and wife. I look at y'all and like, y'all are still here. I'm still here. I get to see y'all. Then I go in the bathroom and pray, okay, thank the Almighty for all of this. I'm still breathing. I still have the facilities of my limbs.
Yeah, you find that private time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when I wake up, the first thing I think is, my children still here.
Yeah, that's a meditation. Yeah,
and it's literally just looking at y'all like, okay, we still good. We still good. Nice. Like that's literally.
And you gotta lay down and get that sigh of relief.
like, whew, they still here. I'm still here too. I saw them on
because ain't no sleep like comfortable sleep.
Ooh, that comfortable.
But you don't even go back to sleep. You just breathe.
Yeah,
like,
you
get to catch your breath a little bit.
It's like Chilean sea bass. Nice. So I do that. So, but what makes me go is yes. I mean, it's faith, but it's literally faith. And I mean, my version is I think about the Almighty that's inside of y'all. That is the faith that I have, and I because I have been at a point where the Almighty was the only, or sorry, I should say, church was the only thing that I depended on.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say faith. Faith is a different word, but church was the only thing I depended on. And when I was younger, that failed me because the church failed me in my mind. Right? That was just a test for me to go through, sure, but that's because I was depending on the wrong thing. I thought the church was the thing, right? Yeah. It's really about your communication, your understanding, your faith in the Almighty, and then so I have to find the Almighty inside of y'all, and that's what makes me go. Then I'm like, okay, but also I have all the things that I've wanted, right? I have my relationship with my church. I have I have my occupation or job that I've always wanted, and I get to teach and have some fulfillment in that. I have, my friends and my family that, help to inspire me, but also to push me at all the parts that I need to succeed. And so all those things kind of make me go, but it does stem from the fact that I have faith, and more specifically faith in my family. So.
Gotcha. Come on, preach.
Preach. Paige, do we have issues?
Where my scrolling?
Hold on a second.
Where's my right?
Issue number 1.
I would say that we have issues. I think we have issues together. We have issues individually.
She got issues. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I said together and individually. Yes, of course we have issues, and I will digress on that a little bit. Well, not digress. I have a side to say about this particular question because I feel like sometimes people look at us or hear us and they think that we don't have any issues.
I don't know how.
And it's like, no. And it's also, we don't like choose the things that we want to say about one another or whatever. I feel like we are always being so honest to where it's like, are people crazy? Like, how do you not think that we don't have, how do you think that we don't have issues? Like, do you not hear the things that we are saying all the time?
If you watch this podcast, clearly we got issues.
Yeah, like we're not like some.
I think
like unblemished relationship. I feel like a lot of people. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, I think that a lot of people see us, how we communicate and things like that, and they kind of think like, oh, they're like this, lovey-dovey. I mean, we are lovey-dovey. I do have a great respect for you, as I assume you have for me. We mesh well together. That does not go without saying that we don't have like relationship issues or personal issues or whatever issues. We definitely have issues. And I find it crazy that sometimes people think that we don't.
Well, that's the thing. A huge part of it is the fact that we don't hide our issues, but we get over them quickly.
We don't highlight them.
We don't highlight them. You're right. We don't highlight them, and we can get over them.
And we don't hide them.
I wouldn't say quickly, but quicker than maybe the typical person would.
Yeah.
It's because to us, it's our issues are, like you said earlier, are minuscule to the end goal, to the overall relationship, to what we're trying to build and trying to be and trying to grow with, trying to grow towards. So the issues can become that side note, sidebar, situations. Whereas, what are we trying to do here? Okay, I need to take some time by myself. Okay, I'll calm down, breathe. That was a me thing. come back, be good.
Yeah. It's like we're regular people too. It's like, I still be like, man, Steven was like, well, I'm sure you
didn't have to bring up the issues.
He was like, well, yeah, I know you do.
I'm joking. No.
But it's like, and we always, I'm sure we pick other people's brains the same way that people pick our brains about relationship issues and stuff like that. Like, everyone has issues. Yeah. But that question kind of struck a nerve a little bit. It does.
That's why I brought it up, because it does seem like
really they see us and they're just like, we don't have no relationship like y'all, but and it's like, first of all, where's the energy coming from? Because we didn't do anything, like, come on, projection. But
first of all,
it's the projection, like, what did we do to you?
We still a good relationship. You ain't got to get mad. We didn't do nothing.
Don't say good relationship.
No, I mean, we good in.
We don't have
I mean, we good in our relationship. You're right. Yeah. We're good in our relationship. Mm-hmm. That has no projection or effect on anyone else's. We started with that. That's what I meant.
It's the fact that we also have issues, and the thing that we do a lot is we work hard to work through our issues, and we always strive to help other people do the same.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of irritating sometimes when you are sometimes putting your own aside, or we're putting our own issues aside, and people are still like judgmental, like like
we ain't got no relationship like y'all.
Well, no one is talking about. You asked us about us.
Also,
like that's what I be tripping on. Like, you asked us about us. Like, we didn't even come to you.
Babe, this is work.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
To be with you is work. To be with me is work. I know to be with you is work. Exactly. To both be. And then we add
like, you got to be with each other.
So that's why you have to have the foundation.
Yes, strong foundation.
And build from there. Mm-hmm. The legs on which I stand, Paige.
Sorry, the legs, not the crutches. We off the crutch.
We off them crutches.
We on the meat. No.
That was 13 years ago. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, I got a few more questions. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Paige, what if this didn't work?
What didn't work?
This relationship.
If this relationship didn't work, then it just wouldn't work.
Okay, we just gonna leave it at that.
I'm lying. You know me.
JK, I ain't even putting that out there like that. Okay, that's the next line on the little page.
See, you know me.
JK, I ain't even put that out there like that. It's gonna work. That's gonna work. It's gonna have to work. It's gonna have to work. I don't know no other deal. Okay, what advice would you give to those trying to make a successful relationship?
To make a successful relationship, I will say, you're gonna have to bleep me out. Well, no, don't have to bleep me out. I would say, to make a successful relationship, you would need to like not try to give a darn about making a successful relationship, because I think that being a success.
Okay, wait. Clarify that. To be in a successful relationship, you don't have to care about being a successful relationship or being a traditional successful relationship.
I think that a lot of times when you say successful relationship, people have an idea of what it should be. Mm-hmm. But I think that it should be what you and your partner makes it.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Because,
makes it to be successful for them.
Right. Gotcha. We have our ideals and things that we stick to that we would never go for, otherwise.
Yes.
Because we're focused on what's here, and it's not up to us to, one, condemn other people, judge other people. I mean, I can have my opinions, but I'm never gonna. I'm not
short of that.
Likewise. However, it's not my final say, with people. So who am I when it comes to someone else's relationship?
Yeah.
So who am I to say what makes someone else's relationship a success? All I can go off is what I think has made our relationship successful thus far. And I think that has been genuine communication, our faithfulness, true friendship, genuineness, and respect of one another.
Yeah. Yeah, those kind of summarize us.
And making each other laugh, because we be ribbing down and like cracking each other
well,
up.
everybody ain't as good as ribbing. My mom said it recently. You don't want to go to the toe page.
No, I feel like you have great comebacks.
I got great comebacks, but they don't always.
Maybe you polish me off. Stop looking at me like that. I wasn't even thinking like that crazy.
What advice would you give to those trying to make it a successful relationship? I would say number one, communicate for sure. It has to be communication all the time, even those rough, difficult.
Yes, have the hard conversations.
Conversations that they seem minuscule and you can push to the side.
You'll be surprised how far that takes you.
They're going to come back up later.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just went to a bridal shower, and you play the different games and stuff. And so one of the games was like advice you would give to the new bride and groom. And one of the questions was, it said, we will always ... That was a card. It was a whole bunch of like the ellipses. So each I guess subject line had one. You just had to finish a sentence. And so it was like, we will always, and that was mine, we will always have the hard conversations. And I feel like that was pivotal for that couple, because they are around our same age and going through a lot of the same things that we have gone through.
Yeah.
And
that we had to go through. Yeah.
And being in the state that they are in now, it's just like, when you want everybody around you to thrive and to survive and to get it, it's just like you want to give them everything that you can. Mm-hmm. So I felt like that was just a small thing. I feel like that is part of the foundation. Like if you can have that open communication, have those hard conversations, and not come from a place of like defensiveness, and you can be open-hearted, open-minded, open-ears, open to receive. Like that can change everything.
Well, that's the critical part, is that having the conversation sounds good. Mm-hmm. It's literally, and specifically for men, Black men at that, it's literally the vulnerability to be able to open yourself in the conversation. So y'all can have a conversation and it be like combative the entire time, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'll be honest, as a Black man, you just aren't necessarily taught to be that vulnerable and open yourself up in the conversation. Actually tell what you feel. Actually express yourself. So funny.
So somebody recently told me, they were like, when you reach a certain age, you're not gonna feel the same way you do about certain things like as you do now. Yeah. And in my mind, I was like, but you're saying that based off of like your situation, like that has no bearing on what I'm going through now, because you weren't going through the same thing that I'm going through right now.
Not necessarily.
However, you may be right, but you also could be wrong. So where is that advice stemming from?
But the advice is just advice. You don't have to take
True.
Advice. But
also, I nitpick everything.
Yeah, but I'm just. But
they were basically saying,
they were telling you from the experience,
you're gonna learn one day that just because you seem fine right now, that doesn't mean you're gonna seem fine later. And we're 15 years in. Yeah. However, this person was like, "You're not. I mean, you may."
Who's this person? Hold on, you were just drawing.
I'm not. I ain't saying
nothing. If it's a random person on Twitter, then that don't count.
No.
Or if it's a random person from the '60s. That don't count either. They don't know no better. Twitter didn't exist when they was growing up, when they was in a relationship. Also, the internet probably didn't exist when they was growing up. In a relationship.
And Staige didn't exist.
And Staige was not a part of their thought process when they said that comment. They were thinking about where they came from. Exactly. And that's the whole point.
And that's the wild part, because I was like, Staige though. But yeah.
But that's the whole point, is that Staige. Mm-hmm. If you're not referencing that person's relationship for them, then
And I'm not gonna call. Yeah, I won't. I'll never call anybody like a liar.
But I'm saying.
However, I was just like, wow. I know that for me, I know that we would never give a piece of advice like that.
Well, that's the thing. To bring it full circle is that every relationship is different. Mm-hmm. Every situation is different. Mm-hmm. Every person is different in that relationship. It has nothing to do with how you succeed, because success is for you and for that relationship. Right. It's based on that. Now, honesty, communication, and trust. Yes. Those hold no matter what. Faithfulness. Well, that goes to trust. But yes, those hold no matter what.
Right. No matter what. Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that can actually stand. Whereas, different people have done it their way, and them giving advice it can be weird. You're right. It can be a little different for every. Now, these are the ones I want to get to that I just wrote right before. We're almost done.
Wait, what?
These are the ones I wrote right before we started this podcast, because I wanted. These are older questions I brought up. Does us doing the podcast help our relationship? Or hurt? Or neither? I don't know. I'm just trying to have a dialogue.
I'll say help. I think that every communication that we have helps our relationship. I think that before we even conceived the idea of the podcast, we always talk like this.
True.
So now this is just putting our normal conversations just on camera for the kids. Or at least that's how it started out, being just, for the kids. Yeah. And then we grew it into wanting to do a podcast. But I think it definitely helps because, when we know about the topics, or even when we don't know about the topics, either way, we play off of one another, and we pick each other's brains about how we feel about certain things. Like, you can say a one sentence or a 2-word topic, like, look, do we have issues? You can say a 4-word thing, a 4-word question, and that leads into, a 10-15 minute dialogue where, we're going, back and forth off of one another. So
yeah, I concur. It does help. Okay, so let me bring the other side of this. Mm-hmm. Can it hurt? Does it hurt to do the podcast? Does it hurt our relationship in any way?
I would say it can hurt, but only I would say that it can hurt only in a vertical way.
Explain.
Like, it can only hurt because it helps us. When certain things hurt, like today.
Oh, I'm thinking talking about vertical, like talking to the Almighty. I'm thinking vertical. Like, my prayers go.
Even with, a little mishap we had today.
Yeah.
We still took the time. We're still rolling cameras and all of that, which we won't cut out, but
we're not cutting it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course.
Whatever. But we still talk through it. That's the part. Talk through all of that. We'd be able to come back to us.
Yeah.
Like, we had, separated for a second and got into you and me. And then we came back, and then we were able to still fulfill our goal. So, yes, of course. We're doing a podcast of taking the stage. Us.
Yeah.
So, talking about us all the time can hurt, but...
So purely, this podcast is about me and you. Mm-hmm. And our family. And, of course, the kids. And so in its purity, yes, this podcast, I hope that's what the podcast is supposed to be, is all the great things that happen with us, but also some negatives that we can, this would happen.
Yeah,
this is
how we got through it.
This is how we got over it. This is how we got past it. This is how we got through it. Mm-hmm. So yes, so yes, that's the whole point of, I think, us sharing it in the first place.
Right.
We were supposed to do it it ended up starting off as, just us talking about the struggles that were us being parents, being young parents, and raising our children. And it was for our children. It has grown to something else, but hopefully it grows to where we can just share our story, and other people can, glean from it and learn from it. So yes, there is some, pluses and minuses to it, but mostly plus. It's all we on a bigger than zero on this side.
Bigger than zero.
It's all positive vibes over here. Okay. Last part. What's in the future for us? 1 year, 5 year, 10 year goals. for us and for our family. Or just in general. Yeah, that was just me throwing out words. What's in the future for us, babe?
I think that the future for us holds continued growth. We have a lot of plans that we have set. The next phase would be to put those plans in motion and to, I guess, go through the ups and downs of seeing, the fruits of our labor.
What's next for us? My baby about to be a whole JD out here, B.
Yes.
You heard me? A whole Larry.
2 months from now.
That is 2 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
And
then, gonna be over.
And then she gonna be boss certified.
Oh, I'm nervous about that.
And then
the jury's out on that one.
She gonna be in the makers.
Who?
Out there in the makers.
Oh yeah.
Not Makers Mark, no, wrong makers. Okay.
I was like, I don't even like that.
Yeah, you don't like Makers Mark at all. And Jamaica, enjoying herself, enjoying the fruits of your labor. Okay.
Ooh, tenure. Definitely
10
enjoying all the fruits of my labor. I know. My children would be grown.
Yeah, we didn't say you labor that version. That's not the labor.
My children would be grown. I'll be asleep. That's what I'm focused on. My 10-year goal.
Hold on. We're done here. Any last words, Poop?
I want to first and foremost say shout out to the 12. We had such a great, staycation. I love those. And I love that our staycation wasn't just us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we normally do. We were able to do a staycation with the 12. And everyone, like you said, got a little bit out of it. Not that we always want something out of it. It's just we wanted time together. And we got that. And I don't know. Just shout out to them. I'm excited about that.
I'd like to say shout out to the newer mothers in our family group, our friends group.
Who are the mother?
Newer. And that is Julie Matthews.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Gabrielle Lewis and Keontae Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 babies. That's
Keontae, technically. Second time mother, but
I just said those 3 babies. I said newer mothers. I mean, as in, okay. They just had a child recently. That's all I meant.
Oh, yes.
But,
new mom crew.
Yeah, new mom crew.
Yes, shout out.
Kiki Mo, Jab, and...
Everybody have us broke.
and Julie.
Yeah.
Because those 3 babies, they mean a lot. They mean a lot too.
They really do. So many new babies to love on.
Yeah, so...
2 boys and a girl.
Shout out.
That's all the babies, right?
I was trying to think of my nicknames for them.
Eugene,
and Mila.
That's her name.
But I don't have a nickname for her yet.
Wait, we can't call it Emmett, huh?
Mimi. I don't know. Mimi sound good in my head.
Milo, like mellow.
Ooh, we got it running by, but I like it.
See.
Thank you for watching. Listen to another episode of Taking the Stage. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, thank you guys for taking the stage one more time with us.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good one.